Kindly subscribe to our YouTube channel to watch the full lecture.
Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. In today's video, let us discuss about the objectives of GST. Now, these are the total, there are 8 objectives of GST. One is to achieve the ideology of one nation, one tax, to subsume a majority of indirect taxes in India, to eliminate the cascading effect of taxes, to curb tax evasion, to increase the taxpayer base and online procedures for ease of doing business, an improved logistics and distribution system to promote competitive pricing and increase consumption. Let us see about all these 8 objectives in detail. First one is to save the ideology of one nation, one tax. GST has replaced multiple indirect taxes which were existing under the previous tax regime. So before there were many indirect taxes, before the GST came, there were many indirect taxes. Now all those indirect taxes have been replaced by GST. GST ಬರೋದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಮುಂಚೆ ಎಷ್ಟೊಂದು ಇಂಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸಸ್ಗಳು ನಮ್ಮ ಕಂಟ್ರಿಲಿ ಇತ್ತು. ಈಗ GST ಬಂದ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಅದು ಈ ಎಲ್ಲಾ ಒಂದು ಇಂಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸಸ್ಗಳನ್ನ ರೀಪ್ಲೇಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದೆ. The advantage of having one single tax means every state follows the same rate for a particular product or services. What is this one single tax means? Wherever or whichever state you go, so for the same product throughout the country, whatever states is there, all states will follow the same rate of tax. ಒನ್ ಸಿಂಗಲ್ ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನಂತ ಅರ್ಥ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, ಈಗ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ ಅನ್ನ ನಾವು ತಗೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಥ್ರೂಔಟ್ ದಿ ಕಂಟ್ರಿ ನಾವು ಯಾವುದೇ ಒಂದು ರಾಜ್ಯಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗ್ಲಿ, ಯಾವುದೇ ಒಂದು ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ಲಿ, ಆ ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ಗೆ ಸೇಮ್ ರೇಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ನ ಥ್ರೂಔಟ್ ದಿ ಕಂಟ್ರಿ ಹಾಕ್ತಾರೆ. Tax administration is easier with the central government deciding the rates and policies. So when whole country is following one single rate, the tax administration becomes a easier job. ಈಗ ಇಡೀ ಕಂಟ್ರಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದೇ ಒಂದು ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ರೇಟ್ ನ ಫಾಲೋ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಅಡ್ಮಿನಿಸ್ಟ್ರೇಷನ್ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಈಸಿಯಾಗಿ ಆಗುವಂತಹದ್ದು. Common laws can be introduced, such as e-way bills for goods transported and e-invoicing for transportation transaction reporting. So, common laws can be introduced. Like throughout the country, they can follow e-way bills so that the goods can be transported from one place to another place easily. Then e-invoicing for transaction reporting means for uploading bills and all they can, for creating the bill, generating bill, they can use the e-invoicing. So ಕಾಮನ್ ಲಾಸ್ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಬಿ ಇಂಟ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್. ಕಾಮನ್ ರೀತಿಯ ನ್ಯಾಯ ಲಾಸ್ಗಳನ್ನ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಂದು ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಗೂ ಸೇರಿಸಿ ಒಂದೇ ಒಂದು ಕಾಮನ್ ಲಾನ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. ಇ ವೇ ಬಿಲ್ ನ ಇಂಟ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಒಂದು ಸ್ಟೇಟಿನ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಗೂಡ್ಸ್ಗೆ ವರ್ಗಾವಣೆ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಗೂಡ್ಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಸರ್ವಿಸಸ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಆಗ ಯಾವುದೇ ರೀತಿಯ ಅಡಚಣೆ ಇರಲ್ಲ ಮತ್ತೆ ಸ್ಮೂತ್ ಆಗಿ ಮೂವ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಮತ್ತೆ ಇ ಇನ್ವಾಯ್ಸಿಂಗ್ ಬಿಲ್ಗಳನ್ನ ಜನರೇಟ್ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಆನ್ಲೈನಲ್ಲಿ ಇ ಇನ್ವಾಯ್ಸಿಂಗ್ ಮೆಥಡ್ನ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. ಸೊ ಇವಾಗ ಆ ಒಂದು ಇ ಇನ್ವಾಯ್ಸಿಂಗ್ ಎಲ್ಲದ್ರ ಮೇಲೆ ಹ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಎಷ್ಟು ಬಿಲ್ಸ್ ರೈಸ್ ಆಗಿದೆ, ಎಷ್ಟು ಪರ್ಚೇಸಸ್ ಆಗಿದೆ, ಎಷ್ಟು ಸೇಲ್ಸ್ ಆಗಿದೆ, ಎಲ್ಲದರ ಒಂದು ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಶನ್ ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ. Tax compliance is also better as taxpayers are not bogged down with multiple return forms and deadlines. Tax compliance is easier. So it has become an easy process. Before they had to fill so many forms for all types of taxes. Now what happens when it's a unified system of tax complaints, they can use only one single portal and they can file all the returns. ಸೊ ಮುಂಚೆ ಅವರು ಮಲ್ಟಿಪಲ್ ಫಾರಮ್ಸ್ನ ಪ್ರಿಪೇರ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗಿತ್ತು, ಯಾಕಂದರೆ ಮಲ್ಟಿಪಲ್ ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸಸ್ ಇತ್ತು. ಬಟ್ ಈಗ ಒನ್ ಸಿಂಗಲ್ ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಬಂದಿರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ನ ರಿಟರ್ನ್ಸ್ನ ಫೈಲ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ಕೂಡ ಒಂದು ಈಸಿ ಆಗಿದೆ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್, ಟು ಸಬ್ಸ್ಯೂಮ್ ಅ ಮೆಜಾರಿಟಿ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಇಂಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸಸ್. ಇಂಡಿಯಾ ಆಡ್ erstwhile indirect taxes such as service tax, value added tax, central excise, etc., which was used at multiple supply chain stages. Some taxes were governed by the state and some taxes by the center. There was no unified and centralized tax on both goods and services. Hence, GST was introduced. Under GST, all the major indirect taxes were subsumed into one. It has greatly reduced the compliance burden on taxpayers and eased tax administration for the government. So before GST came, there was many taxes levied on multiple level. ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಂದು level ಅಲ್ಲೂ ಕೂಡ multiple taxes ಗಳನ್ನ ಅವರು ಹಾಕ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು. So due to this, what happens? It was a big burden. The price of the commodity was also increased because more tax only they were paying. So because all multiple chain level stages, the tax was imposed. but there was no unified and centralized tax on both goods and services. So what happened before? Some goods and services tax, some indirect taxes was controlled by the state government and some were the central. But now after the GST came, everything is been unified. So all majority of the indirect taxes is subsumed into one single tax, that is GST. So this has reduced the compliance burden. So taxpayers is easy to pay the returns, easy to file the returns, and it is easy to do the tax administration. GST ಬರೋಕಿನ ಮುಂಚೆ ಎಷ್ಟೊಂದು ರೀತಿಯ ಇಂಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸಸ್ ಕಂಟ್ರಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಇತ್ತು. ಇದರಿಂದ ಏನಾಗೋದು, ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸೇ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಕಟ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು ಎಲ್ಲರೂ. ಸೊ ಪ್ರೈಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ ಕೂಡ ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸ್ ಆಗಿತ್ತು. ಬಟ್ ಈಗ GST ಬಂದಾಗ್ಲಿಂದ ಒಂದು ಯುನಿಫೈಡ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಇದರಿಂದ ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಬರ್ಡನ್ ಕೂಡ ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಆಗಿದೆ. To eliminate the cascading effect of taxes. So regarding the cascading effect of taxes, I made a separate video, that is part 2 video. So please watch the part 2 video so that you will understand easier about the cascading effect of taxes. So this cascading effect of taxes means putting tax on tax, means the manufacturer would have paid certain tax, but wholesaler will again pay tax on that. The retailer will also again pay tax on that. This is a cascading effect. But under GST, the levy is only the net value added at each stage. This has helped eliminate the cascading effect of taxes, contributed to the seamless inflow of input tax credit. So, but GST is not like that. GST is only put on the net value added at the each stage of supply chain. So in each stage, whatever the net value is added, only on that net value the GST is applicable. So ಮುಂಚೆ ಕ್ಯಾಸ್ಕೇಡಿಂಗ್ ಎಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ನ ಹಾಕಲಾಗಿತ್ತು. ಬಟ್ GST ಬಂದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಏನಾಗಿದೆ, ಇದು ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಂದು ಸ್ಟೇಜ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ಬೆಲೆನ ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸ್ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತಾರಲ್ಲ, ಆ ಒಂದು ರೇಟಿಗೆ ಮಾತ್ರ GST ಅಪ್ಲೈ ಆಗುವಂತಹದ್ದು. ಸೊ ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಕ್ಯಾಸ್ಕೇಡಿಂಗ್ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲಿಮಿನೇಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. Next, to curb tax evasion. GST laws in India are far more stringent compared to any of the S-file indirect tax laws. And the GST taxpayers can claim an input tax credit on invoice uploaded by their respective suppliers. So before the GST came, the law was that much not strict. Other indirect taxes laws was not that much strict. But GST laws are very strict. All the taxpayers need to upload all their invoices. Only on the value of their invoices they will get the tax input credit. ಸೊ GST ಬರೋಕಿನ ಮುಂಚೆ ಯಾವ್ಯಾವ ಇಂಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸಸ್ಗಳಿತ್ತೋ ಆ ಒಂದು ಲಾಗಳು ಅಷ್ಟು ಸ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿರ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಬಟ್ GST ಬಂದ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಬ್ಬ ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಪೇಯರ್ ಕೂಡ ತನ್ನ ಒಂದು ಇನ್ವಾಯ್ಸಸ್ಗಳನ್ನ ಅಪ್ಲೋಡ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಮತ್ತೆ ಅವ್ನು ಅಪ್ಲೋಡ್ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಇನ್ವಾಯ್ಸಸ್ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಮೇಲೆ ಮಾತ್ರ ಅವನಿಗೆ ಇನ್ಪುಟ್ ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಕ್ರೆಡಿಟ್ ಅನ್ನುವಂತಹದ್ದು ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ. This way, the chances of claiming input tax credit on fake invoices are minimal. The introduction of e-invoicing had further reinforces objective. GST has curbed tax evasion and minimized tax fraud from taking place to a large extent. So, what happens when he need to upload all the bills? Before GST came, they were claiming the fake input tax credit by showing the fake invoices. But now they have introduced e-invoicing system. So all invoices has to be generated online. So what happened? This has enforced this objective, that is to curb the tax evasion. So before it was taking in the large extent, but now it has minimized. ಮುಂಚೆ ಈ ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಇವೇಷನ್ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಲಾರ್ಜ್ ದೊಡ್ಡ ಮಟ್ಟದಲ್ಲಿ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇತ್ತು. ಈಗ ಅದು ಮಿನಿಮಲ್ ಆಗಿದೆ, ಅಷ್ಟೊಂದು ದೊಡ್ಡ ಪ್ರಮಾಣದಲ್ಲಿ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಯಾಕೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಈ ಇನ್ವಾಯ್ಸಿಂಗ್ ಅನ್ನುವಂತ ಒಂದು ಮೆಥಡ್ ಅನ್ನ ಇಂಪ್ಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಇದರಿಂದ ಎಲ್ಲಾ ಬಿಲ್ಸ್ ಗಳನ್ನ ಕೂಡ ಆನ್ಲೈನ್ ಜನರೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಫೇಕ್ ಬಿಲ್ಸ್ ನ ಜನರೇಟ್ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕಷ್ಟಕರ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಈ ಒಂದು GST ಅನ್ನು ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಇವೇಷನ್ ಅನ್ನ ಹೋಗಲಾಡಿಸೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಸಹಾಯ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. Next, to increase the taxpayers base, GST has helped in widening the tax base in India. Previously, each of the tax laws had different threshold limit for the registration based on turnover. Before, each indirect taxes had a different limit. Only if a person crosses that turnover or if he has a threshold limit of that, he was able to register. But now they have made a common threshold limit or common taxpayers base. So it will be easy for them to increase and get registered. ಮುಂಚೆ GST ಬರೋಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಮುಂಚೆ ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ಗಳಿಗೆ ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಲಿಮಿಟ್ ಇತ್ತು, ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಟರ್ನ್ ಓವರ್ ಇರಬೇಕಾಗಿತ್ತು. ರಿಜಿಸ್ಟ್ರೇಷನ್ ಪ್ರೋಸೆಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಷ್ಟ ಇತ್ತು. ಬಟ್ GST ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹಾಗಿಲ್ಲ. As GST is a consolidated tax levied on both goods and services, it has increased tax registered business. So in GST it is easy for all businesses to register. GST ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸಸ್ಗಳು ಈಸಿಯಾಗಿ ರಿಜಿಸ್ಟರ್ ಆಗಬಹುದು. Besides the stricter laws surrounding input tax rate have helped bring certain unorganized sectors under the tax net. Even the unorganized tax sectors can easily come under this registration process. For example, the construction India industry in India. Next, online procedures for ease of doing business. This is also one of the main objective. Previous taxpayers faced a lot of hardships dealing with different tax authorities under each tax law. Besides, while return filing was online, most of the assessment and refund procedures took place offline. So before GST came, it was all offline procedure. Means they had to go to one of the office to file the returns of their tax. But now GST procedures are carried out almost entirely online. Almost it is everything is online. Everything is done with a click of button, from registration to return filing to refunds to e-way bill generation. Everything is online. It has contributed to the overall ease of doing business in India and simplified taxpayer compliance to massive extent. The government also plans to introduce a centralized portal soon for all indirect tax complaints such as e-invoicing, e-way bills, and GST return filing. Before, for everything, for registration also you had to go to one of the office. For filing also, for returning, everything was offline. But now GST has introduced the India has introduced the GST portal so that everything can be done online, from registering to the bill generation, invoicing, everything can be done online. ಸೊ ಮುಂಚೆ ಎಲ್ಲದಕ್ಕೂ ಆಫೀಸ್ಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕಾಗಿತ್ತು, ಬಟ್ ಈಗ GST ಬಂದಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಎಲ್ಲವನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ಆನ್ಲೈನ್ ಮಾಡಲಾಗಿದೆ. ಸೊ ಇದರಿಂದ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ಕೂಡ ಈಸಿ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಒಂದು ರಿಜಿಸ್ಟ್ರೇಷನ್ ಕೂಡ ಆನ್ಲೈನ್ ಆಗಿದೆ, ಒಂದು ಫೈಲಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ಕೂಡ ಆನ್ಲೈನ್ ಆಗಿದೆ, ರೀಫಂಡ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ಕೂಡ ಆನ್ಲೈನ್ ಆಗಿರುವಂತಹದ್ದು. An improved logistics and distribution system. A single indirect tax system reduces the need for multiple documentation for supply of goods. GSA minimizes transportation cycle times, improves supply chain and turnaround time, and leads to the warehouse consolidation among other benefits. So what happens? I'll explain in the summary. So after this GST has come, many interstate checkpoints have been removed. There is Before the GST came, the trucks or the lorries had to pass all these checkpoints to pay the interstate tax. But now, due to GST has come, many checkpoints have been removed, and before they had to mint all the physical documents of whatever they have supplied. But now, as everything has become online, for them no need to supply anything, so they need not cross any checkpoints. So what happens? This has saved the time. So more number of kilometers the transportation department is covering. The lorries and trucks are able to travel more kilometers. So this has cut down the high logistic cost and warehousing cost. GST ಬರೋಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಮುಂಚೆ ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಂದು ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಗಳಲ್ಲೂ ಎಂಟ್ರಿ ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಹಾಕ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು. ಬಟ್ GST ಬಂದ್ಮೇಲಿಂದ ಎಲ್ಲ ಚೆಕ್ ಪೋಸ್ಟ್ಗಳನ್ನ ರಿಮೂವ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಎಲ್ಲ ಆನ್ಲೈನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡ್ತಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಡಾಕ್ಯುಮೆಂಟೇಶನ್ ಮೇಂಟೈನ್ ಮಾಡೋ ನೆಸೆಸಿಟಿ ಇರೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಮತ್ತೆ ಚೆಕ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ಗಳನ್ನ ರಿಮೂವ್ ಮಾಡಿರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಟೈಮ್ ಸೇವ್ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ. ಲಾರಿಗಳು ಕೂಡ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಓಡಾಟವನ್ನ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. To promote competitive pricing and increase consumption. Introduction of GST had led to increase in the consumption and indirect tax revenues. So what has happened? That due to this cascading effect, so cascading effect was there. So the price of the commodities was more because they had to pay more tax only before. But now, due to the removal of cascading effect, the price of the commodities have come down, and due to which there is a competition of prices across India and globally. So this has increased the competition international level also. So what happens? This has increased even consumption also. When there is more consumption, there will be more revenue for the state as well as the center. So this is one of the very important objective of the GST. ಮುಂಚೆ ಏನಾಗಿತ್ತು, ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಕೇಸ್ಕೇಡಿಂಗ್ ಆಗ್ತಿರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಡಬಲ್ ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ನ ಕಟ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು. ಸೊ ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಕಟ್ಟೋದೇ ಒಂದು ದೊಡ್ಡದಾಗಿತ್ತು. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಅಷ್ಟೊಂದು ಕನ್ಸಂಪ್ಷನ್ ನಡೀತಾ ಇರಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಬಟ್ ಈಗ ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಕ್ಯಾಸ್ಕೇಡಿಂಗ್ ಎಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ರಿಮೂವ್ ಮಾಡಿರೋದ್ರಿಂದ, ಅಷ್ಟೊಂದು ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಕಟ್ತಿರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಪ್ರೈಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ ಕೂಡ ಕೆಳಗಿಳಿದಿರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಜನ ಕನ್ಸಂಪ್ಷನ್ ಅನ್ನ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಕನ್ಸಂಪ್ಷನ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಮಾಡಿರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ರೆವೆನ್ಯೂ ಕೂಡ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ರೆವೆನ್ಯೂ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಬಂದಾಗ ಆ ಒಂದು ಪರ್ಟಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ ಇಂಟರ್ನ್ಯಾಷನಲ್ ಲೆವೆಲ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾಂಪೀಟ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. This is also one of the objective of GST. This is all about the 8 objectives of GST. Hope you have understood about these objectives of GST very well. In my next video, I'll come with which are the taxes that are not covered under GST. Thank you for watching the video. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon, because whenever I post the new videos, you will automatically get an update of the new videos that I have posted. Thank you.
If you have any queries regarding today's session, kindly send your queries to education.mbroadcast@gmail.com.